We're set to go.
All right.
You can actually...
The Blue Sox Baseball Network is pleased to bring you coverage of the 2022 ICL playoffs live from Lexington Center Field at Lexington High School in Lexington, Mass. It is the third and deciding game of the ICL semifinal series between the top-seeded Lexington Blue Sox and the fourth-seeded Melrose Americans. My name is Todd Bloniars. Bruce Hack will be joining me momentarily here on the broadcast, and we do have a full audio and video broadcast once again. Special thanks to Tucker Deschanel for setting everything up to do that, and we've got the picture for you on as you can see, a beautiful late in the evening, I should say late in the afternoon, or early evening, and a beautiful summer sky. And the count, 1 ball and 1 strike to the Melrose leadoff hitter, Pat Costigan, who has been on fire for the Americans at the dish out of the leadoff spot. He'll take that pitch for a ball. It's 2-1. Costigan, the second baseman, leading off.
I think he just said, umpire just said 3-0.
And the count, actually, check that, 3-0 on Costigan, who's 5 for 8 in this first 2 games of this series with a double, a stolen base, and 5 runs scored. And he'll take a 3-0 pitch for a strike now, 3-1 the count. If you like offense, this series has been for you. Over the first 2 games of this series, we've had a combined, that's 14 innings of baseball, by the way. We've had a combined 28 runs and 47 hits between the 2 teams. And that one is going to be lined into right field for a base hit. And Pat Costigan continues his torrid streak out of the Melrose Americans leadoff spot, now 6 for 9. And in the first 2 games, when he reached by a single in the first inning, he came around to score. So we'll see if that holds up once again as the number 2 hitter, John Jennings, comes up to the plate, and he's been almost as hot as his leadoff counterpart. You talk about your table setters. Jennings 4 for 8, double, 2 runs scored. He's also driven in 2 runs over the first 2 games of this series, and he will take the first pitch from Eric Lopes of the Blue Sox for a strike. Eric Lopes comes to the Blue Sox by way of Holy Cross and South Boston. And I know when Bruce is ready, after he's done his 15 other things in preparation for tonight's game, he'll probably be able to run off some numbers for us, or I could probably do those myself if I can get to the bottom of my note pile. The count is, I believe, 1 ball and 1 strike now on Lopes. Actually, you know what? I'll find those notes myself.
Sorry.
This is his 6th appearance of the season for Eric Lopes, a 2-0 record. 1.85 earned run average. He's allowed just 4 hits over 11 1/3 innings, actually make that now 5 hits. And he has walked 10, struck out 19, and we've seen a little bit of that wildness here in the early going. Count now 2 balls and a strike to John Jennings. Both teams pretty much using the same batting orders that they did last night in what was a 10-6 win for the Blue Sox to even up the series. And with that win, Blue Sox now in their last 19 postseason games at Morelli Field are 18-1. And that goes back all the way to the beginning of the 2015 ICL Finals. That pitch misses high for a ball. Count now 3-1 on Jennings. Or 3-2, check that. Full count. We'll see if Costigan's off and running with the pitch. He does have a stolen base in this series. And Cobb will throw back over to first, and they get him! Nice move by Eric Lopes to get Pat Costigan leaning the other way. And 1 out now and nobody on, with the count remaining at 3-2 to Jennings. Score that 1-3 on the pickoff play. Here comes the payoff pitch, and that one is a little high for ball 4, so Jennings will get a walk, and now that pickoff looming a little bit larger as Jennings will make his way to first base. Talked as I kind of read off those stats for the season, 10 walks and 19 strikeouts in 11 1/3 innings during the regular season from Lopes, and again, we've seen a little bit of that here, just even pitching to the first 2 batters of the ball game.
Yes, he seems a little, maybe not quite himself yet tonight.
Hopefully Matt Karras gave him the words of encouragement needed to...
So he last pitched on July 25th against the Expos. That was the 7-4 win at Brandeis, 7-4 win for the Blue Sox. Lopes got the win. He went 4 innings, 1 hit, but he walked 6 and struck out 4 in that game and threw 79 pitches in those 4 innings.
So here comes Corey Bright, 4 for 7 in the series, with a run batted in, 2 runs scored. Takes the first pitch high for a ball. Again, it's been road teams winning each of the first 2 games of the series. Melrose winning 7-5 here in Game 1, and then over at Morelli Field last night, Blue Sox evening things up with a 10-6 win as Lopes gets the 1-0 pitch over for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike now to Corey Bright, with Jennings at first and 1 out after leadoff hitter Pat Costigan reached on a single and then got picked off by Lopes. The 1-1. That one is a little bit high and outside. 2-1 now on Bright. First time these 2 teams have met in the playoffs since 2009. Blue Sox swept the Americans that year. 3-1 now the count on Bright, with Gianni Zerilli, cleanup man, on deck for the Americans. That's the first balk of the season for Mr. Lopes.
Yes.
And it is. Thanks, Bruce. Okay. 3 balls and 1 strike, with Jennings now at second base and 1 down. And Lopes pitching to Bright. That one is lined into left field for a base hit. Rounding third and being sent home is Jennings, and here comes the throw. It's up the line, and Jennings will score the game's first run for the Melrose Americans, who've had some first inning success in this series and quickly jump on top here in Game 3, 1-0. That'll bring Gianni Zerilli up to the plate. On the RBI single for Bright, he takes second on the throw home. So Bright is now at second base with 1 out. Zerilli, the cleanup hitter, who had a really good offensive year for the Melrose Americans, but in this series has struggled a little bit. He's only 1 for 7, has driven in 2 runs. And the pitch missing high for ball 1. And it being an elimination game, Bruce, I'd have to think obviously all hands are on deck for Rick DeAngelis in terms of pitchers available, or almost all hands on deck.
Yes.
Also meaning a possible short leash for Lopes if he keeps running into control issues. And that one will miss low for ball 2. And that'll bring Alex Wojtek, the catcher, out to the mound to have a conversation with Lopes. It's a very humid evening here in Lexington. Well, welcome to summer, right?
Right.
And I'm wondering, could that could possibly be playing into this a little too, Bruce? Maybe the humidity, obviously, you're probably constantly, if you're a pitcher, you've got to be wiping your hand on the side of your pants to try to keep it dry because, otherwise the ball might be slipping out of your hands. It affects your grip. Certainly all of that can be a factor here. And
Yeah, I just saw Josh Sherman take rosin out to the pitcher's mound. So.
Oh, okay. Very absurd. I was actually wondering why he was running out to the mound there, but that makes sense now. That pitch is over for a strike. I believe the count is 2-1. Zerilli. The UMass Boston Beacons starting shortstop this past year will be a senior at UMass Boston this fall. That pitch drops in for a strike now, 2-2 to Zerilli. I do not know who the baseball captains of UMass Boston will be next year, but I think there's a pretty good chance Zerilli may be one of them, as he had an excellent year, hitting 7 home runs and batting .281, playing in all 43 games for the Beacons this spring. Count now 3 balls and 2 strikes to Zerilli. Lopes takes a peek at second, and now he will come plate with the payoff pitch. Chopped foul beyond the Blue Sox dugout. Another reason why I'm glad we have video back tonight, Bruce, is I'm looking out there, and again, we just have this beautiful sunset, or at least the effect of the sun setting hitting off the clouds. You got that nice pink and purplish hue out there beyond the fence.
Yeah, those big clouds out there way beyond center.
If we have any meteorologists watching us, maybe they can... we got time called. Maybe they can tell us what sort of cloud formation that is. What time was first pitch, Bruce? Did you did you jot it down? Or
8:02.
It was 8:02. Thank you. I actually forgot to jot it down. We sort of jumped into the broadcast right here, so I normally like to note that. Here's a high fly ball out to center field, and now Dom Zier seems to have lost it in the twilight, and it's actually going to go over his head, and that's going to bring home a run. Heading for third base is Zerilli, and he will go in standing up with an RBI triple and a 2-0 Melrose lead here in the top of the first inning. And I suppose that's going to go as a straight hit all the way, as obviously Zier did not know where the ball was. Again, sometimes twilight can be a little tricky here.
Yes, it
in Lexington.
can and is.
And was not able to find it. So here comes Aiden Berry, the right fielder tonight. And that pitch is high and tight for ball one. Berry's had a good series for the Americans. He's 4 for 8, and 3 of his 4 hits have been doubles. He's also driven in a run and scored 2. As you've noticed, many of these Americans have some pretty good averages through the first couple of games. There's another high pop-up, and Josue Feliciano, and again, between the second baseman Ernie Little and the first baseman Josue Feliciano, they both kind of, I think, momentarily, again, the twilight coming into play there, Feliciano did make the catch for the out. So that will be the second out of the inning, and here comes the DH Scott Searles. Veteran ICL player, he's 3 for 7 in this series, hitting .429, couple runs batted in, has also scored a run. That pitch gets over on the curve by Lopes for a strike, 0-1. Gianni Zerilli's the runner at third with 2 down here in the top of the first, already 2 runs home for the Americans. That one's going to be bounced over towards third. Cam Meyer has it, sidearms it to first in time for the out. And the side is retired for Melrose in the top of the first inning, but not before they score 2 runs on 3 hits. There were no Blue Sox errors and 1 runner left on base. Since we came on right at first pitch, we didn't get a chance to run through that Melrose order, so we'll give it to you next inning, or at least the rest of it. Right now, though, we'll give you the Blue Sox batting order. Here are the 10 batters ready to face starting pitcher Ryan Joyce of the Melrose Americans. So it's the same order as last night for Lexington, if you were listening to our broadcast at Morelli Field. Leading off, playing center field for the Blue Sox, Dom Zier, who we mentioned there last half inning. At first base, batting second will be Josue Feliciano. Julian Alvarez bats third, plays right field. Cleanup man is Andrew Salima, the DH. Cam Meyer hits 5th at third base. Mike Corey in left field hits 6th. Alex Wojcik behind the plate is the number 7 hitter, batting 8th. The EH, the extra hitter, that's Matt Chattel, who had a big 3-run homer last night out of that spot. Batting 9th, the shortstop, Jesse McCullough, recently graduated from Phillips Andover Academy and heading to Tufts University next year. And then batting 10th, the second baseman, Ernie Little. Again, same lineup employed by Rick DeAngelis tonight as last night, as the Blue Sox won 10-6 to even up the series at a game apiece. Blue Sox scoring all 10 of their runs last night in just 2 innings. They had a 6-run second inning with Matt Chattel and Dom Zier both going deep against Ronnie Luke of the Americans, and then the Blue Sox added on 4 more runs in the 4th inning, which they would ultimately need in winning the game by a score of 10-6. On the mound tonight for Melrose, this is Ryan Joyce. And Joyce, this will be his 8th appearance of the season, a 1-2 record and a .277 earned run average. He has allowed 7 earned runs on 11 hits in 17 2/3 innings. He has walked 20 and struck out 14. Again, let me repeat that one more time for the starting pitcher, Ryan Joyce. 20 walks and 14 strikeouts, and that's over 17 2/3 innings. So we'll be keeping an eye on that here in the early going to see if he exhibits that wildness, which he has statistically been showing this season. First pitch to Zaire will be off the plate for ball 1. Dom Zaire is the only player in this ICL semifinal series to has yet to be retired. He is 5 for 5. And of those 5 hits, 2 doubles and a home run. That one is fouled off to the right side. Over there is David Hunter, and he will make the catch for the out. So I guess you can call that the broadcaster's jinx, as that is the first time. Zaire now 5 for 6 in this ICL semifinal series, and that'll bring up the number 2 hitter, Josue Feliciano.
Which snaps their streak of 5 straight hits, which is the second time he has had 5 straight hits in a playoff series.
Now Josue, he's 2 for 7 in the series. Run batted in and a run scored. Been batting out of the number 2 position for Rick DeAngelis this entire series. Time called. Josue will step out of the box. The Blue Sox veteran, again ICL veteran. Joyce ready with the first pitch to Josue. And that one is lined sharply into center field, but the center fielder has a beat on it out there. That for Nestor there in center field. So 2 down quickly for the Blue Sox at the bottom of the first inning. And now the number 3 hitter, Julian Alvarez. Alvarez 2 for 6 so far in the series for the Blue Sox, batting out of the 3 hole. Joyce looking into his catcher, Jackson Stanton, for the sign, and first pitch in. Curve, and Joyce gets it over for strike 1 to Alvarez. Thanks again to our to multitasker extraordinaire Bruce Hack for. We are updated with the score bar now if you're watching our webcast this evening. Joyce with the 0-1. That one misses high. 1 ball and 1 strike to Alvarez. Alvarez from Boston, did play a little bit professionally in the San Diego Padres organization. That pitch missing for a ball, 2-1. Bruce probably remembers what year that was, or approximately.
Actually, I'm sorry, I
okay.
don't.
I know. I'm popping you up with some surprise questions. We didn't talk about this in the pre-production meeting.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
What are you throwing me these?
Throwing you curveballs, just as Joyce is here, as Julian fouls that one back to the screen. Count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Actually, how do you update the strike thing? Because maybe I can. Which one is it?
The 5.
The 5.
Second one.
There we go. Okay. I'll try to do a little multitasking myself. Let's see how that goes. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The count on Alvarez with 2 down here in the last of the first, and that pitch is outside for ball 3. 3-2 now. If Alvarez reaches, Andrew Salima, the DH, is on deck.
I gotta get him to make the screen brighter. I can't see.
Payoff pitch, and misses outside for ball 4. So, where have we seen this before, Blue Sox fans? A potential 2-out rally starts with a base on balls to Julian Alvarez, and here comes Andrew Salima.
Oh, there it is. Thank you.
I was like, let's turn the lights on real quick.
Salima's had a good series batting cleanup for the Blue Sox. 3 for 7 with a pair of doubles, a pair of runs batted in, and a pair of runs scored as he fouls the first pitch down the first base line.
It's not receiving enough video to maintain.
Are we having a minor stream issue again? Or,
It might be choppy for them at home.
Okay.
I don't don't know. Let's have him
That
see
one
if
is
he
a
understands.
fly ball down the right field line, and it will be off the glove of the right fielder. So heading for third is Alvarez. He's going to hold up there, and the throw goes into second, and safe at second base is Salima, as the right fielder, Aiden Berry, had to make a long run going down the line and got a glove on it, and we'll wait for the official scoring from our official scorer.
It is a double.
It's a double. Thank you, Bruce Hack. As I told you he was very versatile, and so that is the first Blue Sox hit, and it puts 2 runners in scoring there for a strike. Meyer 2 for 5, both hits extra bases, a double and a home run, which he had in game 1 here at center field 1. His first home run of the season for Meyer. He's driven in 3 runs and scored 3 runs. I should check that. It's a 2-0 count here on Meyer.
Meyer played 6 games for the Wareham Gatemen in the Cape League end of July, and in his first at bat in the top of the 9th, he tripled to clear the bases and ended up producing a 9-9 tie for the Gatemen. Game they were losing 9-6.
A relatively new feature in the Cape League now that they have tie games.
Well, no, that's
Or is
not
it-
new. What's
oh.
new is
Oh.
it started last year is that they don't go beyond 9 innings anymore.
Ah, okay. The 2-1 in there.
Was?
No, was it? I'm sorry. Did it miss?
I-
Oh, that was off the plate.
Yeah.
You said 3-1. 3-1. Okay. 3 balls, 1 strike. Again, runners at second and third, 2 down. Meyer looking for a pitch he can hit. May get it on this 3-1 offering from Ryan Joyce.
Needs to drop one in a gap somewhere.
There's a pretty big gap in right center field right now. That one misses away for ball 4, and that's going to load the bases with 2 out. Again, this entire Blue Sox rally, where have you heard this before, starting with 2 outs and nobody on. A walk to Alvarez, a double by Salim, and now a walk to Meyer, and it brings up number 6 hitter Mike Corey, the left fielder, to the plate. Corey looking for his first hit in this series. And that one's in for a called strike. Corey pinch hit in game 1, and I believe he struck out. Then he started last night, and
No,
he did. No, he didn't start. Oh, he
He
did start.
grounded out in game 1.
All right, and then he went 0 for 3, or check that, 0 for 2 last night, with a walk and a run scored. So he did reach base once, but still looking for his first hit of the series. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Bases loaded, 2 down. The pitch from Joyce. That one catches the inside corner. And now the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Alvarez at third, Salim at second, Meyer at first. Would be an opportune time for Mike Corey's first hit of this series as he fouls that back to the screen. Alex Wojcik on deck if Corey can extend the inning.
The Blue Sox fans are hoping he does.
Particularly in response to Melrose's 2 runs in the top half of this inning. 1-2. Again, fouled off over towards Worthen Road.
I think that one got through the trees over there. Though I didn't hear contact, so he obviously missed any of the parked vehicles or any of the moving vehicles.
Yes, thankfully on both counts there.
Yeah, especially the moving vehicles. That would be a big surprise to have a baseball come flying through your window as you drive by.
That's had to have happened somewhere at some time with so many roads in the vicinity of ballparks. That pitch was high for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Oh, I'm sorry, 3 balls and 2 strikes?
Oh, no, it is 2 and 2. I got
It
this
is
one
2 and
wrong.
2. Okay.
I was never good at math. That's why I became a statistician.
The pitch. That one's popped up in the place, 2 in the Lexington Blue Sox, nothing. Again, we're glad you could join us here on the Blue Sox Baseball Network. Todd Bloniarz along with Bruce Hack. And Tucker Deschanel with doing the social media and also making sure our web stream is right. You basically can say he's the producer of the webcast.
Yes.
Usually I usually give that person the executive producer status, but I mean, we can do that. Why not? Tucker, of course, has done such a good job also on the air this year, helping out. I appreciate him moving aside and taking on more of a technical role this evening, allowing us to jump in here yet again. These sort of a quickly assembled together broadcast team late in the season, right? We'll try to keep you updated on the other semifinal game going on this evening. It's at Morelli Field, where we were last night. And, of course, tonight there's 2 new teams there. Well, the teams that are not the teams you're watching here on this broadcast, but it's the 2nd-seeded Middlesex Expos and the 3rd-seeded Andre Chiefs. The Expos came back to even up the series last night. I believe the final was 6-2 in that game.
No, final last night was 8 to
8-4. There was a lot more offense there in the late innings.
Yeah, the Expos put up a 7-run, I believe it was a 7-run 6th inning.
And so they are playing tonight at Morelli, and that is a home game for the Expos. Expos have called a couple different facilities home this year, with Morelli now being the current home du jour for them. They're hoping that their offense will continue to roll tonight, and perhaps a rematch of last year's ICL finals will take place. First pitch into the first baseman and number 7 hitter for the Americans, David Hunter, is a called strike from Eric Lopes. So 0-1 is the count. And that one missing for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hunter in this series is 1 for 5. And he's driven in a couple of runs.
29.
If you include the first inning for Melrose, and I guess you should, that would give them a total of 15 runs on 29 hits against Blue Sox pitching in this series. And that would be in 15 innings. This one is skied high towards second base, where Little is under it. And Ernie Little makes the catch for the first out of the inning. And now here's Mike Nestor. 1 for 5 in the series, stepping in. Started the series as the Americans' first baseman, now playing in center field, which began last night. And you saw him make a nice running catch last innings. He takes a strike from Lopes on the first offering. That one will be fouled off and out of play, and actually sound like it clanged off the bleachers down the third baseway beyond the Blue Sox dugout, where there is a nice smattering of fans this evening.
That's a good word, smattering of fans.
It's kind of what it looks like over there.
They almost got
He almost got splattered or smattered.
Splattered.
a splattered smattering. That would be kind of rough. 0-2 pitch, and that's a fly ball out to center field, and Zaire has it in his tracks and makes the catch for the out. 2 down here in the second inning. Certainly it's getting quite a bit darker now, and I think the twilight effects are almost gone, which certainly makes it a lot easier for all of the fielders to be able to pick up some of these high fly balls and pop-ups.
Yeah, we have seen what happened to Dom in the first inning. Happened to the other team, which you know, for Blue Sox fans, is a good thing when the Blue Sox get hits that way. But unfortunately tonight it happened to the Blue Sox fielder.
There's a called first strike to the number 9 hitter and catcher Jackson Stanton, who in this series is 2 for 7. He picked up both those hits last night for the Americans. And that one is in almost the same spot as the first pitch from Lopes, and that'll quickly give him an 0-2 edge on Stanton. The pitch swung on and missed. Strike 3. Sounded like there could have been a little foul tip in there. Wojcik catching the ball in the
maybe,
mid.
But
either way, the Americans go down in order, which they have not done very often in this series. I think that might only be the 3rd time in 16 innings that the Americans have been retired 1-2-3. So we head to the bottom of the 2nd. It remains Melrose 2 and Lexington nothing here on the Blue Sox Baseball Network.
And fans, for those of you who caught last night's game on the audio-only broadcast with Todd, us on Blue Sox Radio. It is a gobluesox.mixlr.com. I know it's been posted up on our Twitter and Instagram pages, so check it out either way.
Of course, depending on the age that you are as you are watching or listening to us, radio can take on a totally different definition. Here in the 21st century, it means Mixlr. Back in Bruce and ours day, when we listened to the radio a lot, it meant AM or FM. And Bruce is trying to level things off a little bit on our camera angle. Oh, that's good right there. If we can, I know it's sometimes tough to wedge the camera in place, but that's not bad. We got that. Won't stay. Okay. Well, for those of you fans who are watching us on the YouTube channel, again, we would ask, you can always lean a little bit over in your seat. That'll help. I mean, we are doing our best. What we have to do with the camera, of course, is try to position it in the chain link fence, and sometimes it does not always cooperate. Actually, right now you're getting some exclusive look of the camera as we get ready to put it back into the chain link fence. That is, of course, the aforementioned fence that we were just talking about. That makes it sometimes hard for the camera to want to stay in place and give us a level shot. All right, so leading off here in the bottom of the 2nd inning, it's the catcher Alex Wojcik who.
And hi, Mrs. Wojcik, if you are listening and/or watching or both or whatever.
Well, of course she's listening, watching, or both. I mean,
well,
she's a loyal
true.
fan, isn't she? Doesn't she tune in
Yes.
every night? Yes. Hello,
She
Mrs.
does.
Wojcik. She's out in Illinois, right?
Yes.
Oh, howdy out there to the Central Time Zone, in case we have any other Central Time Zone followers here this evening. Alex is a 1 for 1 in the series. Actually appeared 3 times at the plate, so he's got a couple of walks. Has scored a run, driven in a run. Been very productive in his time. He actually did not start in Game 1, but did start in Game 2. And Tucker, I think you nailed it with the camera there.
Sweet, thanks.
Look at that. That is perfectly level.
Good job, Tucker.
All right. Tucker and Bruce can do it all. I guess I'm just sort of here to... I'm a unitasker. These guys are the real multitaskers, doing everything. 1 ball and 2 strikes is the count?
2 balls and 1 strike.
2 and 1. Okay.
Oh.
No, it's okay.
Sorry, I put the wrong
No,
one.
that's all right. That's why I was good. Alex rips that one foul, very foul, down the left field line. That's going to make it into the woods. As you can see on the camera shot, if you are watching us on the YouTube channel, there's still a little bit of remnants of the of daylight, as we are probably about a half hour past sunset now. And as we mentioned, the lights taking the full effect here at Lexington's Center Field 1. Why do they call it center? Is there a Center Field 2 somewhere, or is
I think it's the softball field beyond the left field fences.
Okay.
Or Center 1 or Center 2 field.
Alex chops that one foul, so the count will remain at 2 balls and 2. Leadoff hitter here in the almost a rite of passage for the Blue Sox, who've appeared in every ICL Finals going back to 2007. And they need to obviously come up with another big effort here tonight, but it's a veteran club. With another big effort here tonight, but it's a veteran club. A lot of players have been in these situations before. Payoff pitch missing away for ball 4. Leadoff walk to Alex Wojcik, who walks for the 3rd time in the series. Tell, who had a big 3-run homer to get things going last night at Morelli Field. Took a 2-1 game, quickly turned it into a 5-1 Blue Sox lead in the top of the second, and Blue Sox eventually built that lead up to 10-1 before holding on for the 10-6 win.
Yeah, it was a little closer than it, in a sense, needed to be, but
that home run for Chattel last night, his only hit of the series, 1 for 4, but it was good for 3 runs batted in on 1 swing. And that one ripped right back here, just to our right. One very loud strike for Matt Chattel.
he was looking for his 2nd home run with that swing.
Certainly was. And that pitch is a ball, 1 ball and 1 strike to Chattel, who will be attending the University of Southern Maine this fall.
Yes, he's going to become a Husky.
Yes. Joining the Little East Baseball Conference. Will be a fine addition to that well-established baseball program up there in Gorham, Maine.
Yes.
A perennial contender in the Little East Conference, usually for the top spot in that conference each year. More recent years, it's been Southern Maine, UMass Boston, and of course Eastern Connecticut, who won the national championship this year in the D3 College World Series. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count here on Chattel. And the pitch by Joyce, that one's going to be chopped towards second. It's going to be a quick play to first, underhanded over there by the second baseman Costigan for the out as Alex Wojcik takes second base. Will officially go into the books as a 4-3. It's as effective as a sacrifice, though, as it does move up Wojcik to second with 1 down. And from one rising freshman in Chattel, we go to another in Jesse McCullough, who will ply his collegiate trades at Tufts University next year, or this coming year, after finishing up a fine high school career for Phillips Andover. Takes the first pitch for a strike from Joyce. McCullough in this series is 1 for 3 with a run scored. He appeared late in game 1 and then drew the start last night. As we said, Blue Sox employing the exact same batting order and defensive positioning as they did last night to start the ball game. Count now 0-2 on McCullough.
That pleases the large contingent.
Wojcik. So back-to-back 4-3 ground outs for the Blue Sox. 2 down, and here comes the number 10 hitter, second baseman Ernie Little. And he is looking for his first hit of the series.
All right, but last night he got hit by a pitch and ended up scoring in the...
He did.
That was in the
4th inning.
4th inning when we... Oh, yes, that's right. He was one of the runners that...
That one fouled off as Little takes quite a hack at that one.
Thank you.
I wasn't referring to you, Bruce. I know you might have thought that, but... Ernie Little from Melrose himself, as this one up the middle to the shortstop, and a strong throw will not be in time, as I believe Joyce, the pitcher, might have gotten a glove on that and slowed it down a little bit. No, did it go straight out there?
Yeah, it hit off the mound, though.
But that's what slowed it down.
But,
Was it
yeah,
struck off the mound. So it's
Little has speed.
He does, and it pays off there. It gets him an infield hit and a run batted in as Wojcik scores from third to make it a 2-1 ball game. And now it's back to the top of the order in Dom Zaire. 5 for 6 in the series, 0 for 1 tonight. Looking to keep the inning going here for the Blue Sox in the bottom of the second. First pitch to him. And that misses away for ball 1. Zaire from Chelmsford, Mass, and played his college ball at Fisher College over in Lynn, Mass. His grandparents, when they're not at the ballpark watching their grandson, they, as they were last night at Morelli, they are watching or listening on the webcast. That pitch missed away. I think that was a ball, that last pitch. So 2-0, I think? Yeah, that should be 2-0. I think the umpire concurs because he didn't put his hands up. 2-0 pitch with little running, and Zaire's going to foul that one straight back. So it's now 2-1. Interesting there, sending the runner with a 2 down on a 2-0 count.
Trying to put another runner in scoring position, get things going.
And obviously with Dom swinging, you had to think there was a hit and run in play there, and right, get the infielders moving around a little bit.
Right.
It's actually 2 out. Thank you. 2-1 pitch coming. And again, good cut from Zaire. Goes back to the screen. So as they like to say, as you look out on the scoreboard, and whether you're also, if you're just looking at the one on our YouTube channel coverage, deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. We're in the second inning. Melrose has 2 runs, and the Blue Sox pitch missing low, and the throw down to second, and Little's in there safely. He got a great jump on that one.
He did, and again, his speed puts him in scoring position.
Well, his speed has done a lot already this inning, Bruce. It kept the inning alive. It got the Blue Sox on the scoreboard, and as you just said, now it puts a runner in scoring position for Dom Zaire, who's been very productive in this series, as he's driven in 3 runs. Looking to add to that here. Payoff pitch to him, and it misses outside for ball 4. So once again, 2-out damage by the Blue Sox, or at least they're trying to keep the rally going here with 2 outs, as Josue Feliciano back up to the plate. Before that, though, we're going to have a conference. And
we've got time called as Melrose manager Kevin Burgoyne makes a slow stroll to the mound, have a chat with his pitcher Ryan Joyce. They do have action in the bullpen.
That would be Chris Mitchell, number 8, who pitched on Tuesday night in the play-in game.
Right, and he is their ace. He won 6 games during the regular season, which was half of the team's total. And Melrose finished at 12-12-1. And he threw 6 innings in that play-in game, which they won 10-1 over Reading.
Which makes you have to think on 2 days rest, he probably wouldn't be available for much more than an inning or 2. Obviously, again, all hands on deck, elimination type games. So,
right.
You know, you never know. Feliciano steps into the box, of course, host.
Otherwise, that ball could have made this a 5-2 game.
And going with a huge jump is Meyer, and there won't even be a throw down to second base. First pitch to Wojtek was a ball. What a jump. I don't think Mitchell was even looking over at first, and Meyer just took off and was like halfway to second. And I can't help, Bruce, but be reminded of that crazy play last night on the Dom Zaire 2-run infield single, where the shortstop tried to get a force out at second base, but he couldn't because the runner had already gone beyond second base. I mean, I caught me a little confused, because how often do you see that in a ball game?
Yes, that was
strike to Wojtek, evens the count at 1-1. So 2 outs, and now Meyer on second, thanks to the stolen base. It's the second steal for the Blue Sox tonight, second steal in as many innings. Let's see if it proves to be as successful as it was when Little stole second in the second inning. That pitch misses for a ball. 2-1. 4?
3.
3.
Oh, 2-1. No, sorry, 2. That's
sorry.
No, my bad.
Oh, okay. Well, you said 5 earlier. I got confused. So I thought I thought never mind. Another big start and huge jump and another easy stolen base for Cam Meyer of the Blue Sox. I guess Chris Mitchell is just trying to focus in on getting the third out, and he's basically letting Meyer run amok. Talk a little bit about Cam Meyer's speed, Bruce.
Obviously, he's showing it off. He has I think he had a couple stolen bases in the regular season.
Pitches bounce towards third, Bright across the diamond in time for the out, and the stolen bases, while they looked exciting on the base paths, go for naught, and the Blue Sox go down in the third. No runs, no hits. They leave the runner at third. So we'll give you a quick line score update through 3 innings of play here in Game 3 of this 2022 ICL semifinal series between the top-seeded Lexington Blue Sox and the 4th-seeded Melrose Americans. Lexington with 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 4 runners left on base. And for the Melrose Americans, it's 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. The other reason I do that is not just for you, the listeners, but I know Bruce over there is going to double-check all my numbers and tell me if I said something wrong.
No, you're good.
Okay. All right, good. That means I'm also keeping score rather effectively tonight, which...
I just got the ballot in from, I just got the envelope from Price Waterhouse to confirm.
Thank you. Yes, so Eric Lopes now getting ready to start his 4th inning of work here tonight. What was his longest outing of the year? Do you recall? I mean, I know you don't necessarily have the... So I'm making you do this off the top of your head. Extemporaneously, I'm making you try to... I can
look it up. I think he did have a 5-inning start.
We see Clay Sowell, who's not starting tonight behind the plate, but he is, of course, warming up Lopes here between innings while Alex Wojcik gets his catching equipment on. As, of course, Alex ended the inning, ended the inning with the ground out to third. And now Alex is ready to go. The veteran backstop for the Blue Sox back in there, and in just a moment it's going to be Gianni Zerilli getting ready to lead things off for the Americans in the top of the 4th. Lopes has retired 8 Americans in a row, going all the way back to the 1st inning. That was after the first 4 Melrose Americans reached base, so kind of an interesting switch here for Lopes. So we talked about some of Lopes' numbers coming in, and it looked like he was struggling a little with his control. First 4 batters, 3 of them reached on a hit. There was a walk in there, and 2 of those 4 Melrose batters came around to score. But since then, again, 8 in a row retired by the Blue Sox starter. And now Lopes goes to work on Zerilli, who had an RBI triple in the 1st inning, only his 2nd hit of the series. First pitch was a strike. Lopes appears to be getting ahead of these hitters a lot more frequently now. 0-1 missing just a little low, 1-1. The Zerilli triple, that was the first 3-bagger we've had in this series.
Now he goes the opposite
and
way.
Now, that could be another 1-3-bagger down the right field line. Big turn by Zerilli. He's running, heading for second. He's going to hold up there. Nice job by the Blue Sox right fielder, Alvarez. Julian,
getting the ball in.
Yeah, he got that in rather quickly, so Zerilli will have to hold up at second base. But 2 extra base hits now tonight for the cleanup hitter Zerilli, who, as we said, was only 1 for 7 in the first 2 games of the series. And that, again, that ends the run of 8 Melrose batters in a row being retired, set down by Lopes. Here comes Aiden Berry, who was the first of those 8 retired on a pop-up to Josue at first base. So Zerilli on to lead things off for Melrose, trailing 3-2. Lopes checks Zerilli at second, and first pitch swinging here for Berry. A fly ball carrying out to left field, but out there Corey makes the grab, and he'll quickly throw it back in. Zerilli will remain at second base. So 1 pitch, 1 big out. And now Scott Searles coming up. Searles grounded out to third his first time up. Now 3 for 8 in the series. First pitch by Lopes. Bounding ball to short, and the throw across the diamond in time for the out. Nice play by McCullough. Moving on to third base on the play is Zerilli. Now 2 down. It'll be up to David Hunter to keep the inning going and perhaps tie up the game for the Americans. Hunter popped up to second baseman Ernie Little in the second inning. 0 for 1 tonight. First pitch by Lopes. It's a check swing. Lopes will grab it and underhand it to first, and just like that, after the leadoff double by Zerilli, Americans go down 1-2-3. So no runs and a hit.
2-3-4.
Yeah, I guess you could say that as well. Americans do not score in the top of the fourth inning. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth. 8, 9, 10 hitters up for the Blue Sox. Chattel, McCullough, and Little trying to add on to their 3-2 lead here in game number 3 of the ICL semifinals on the Blue Sox Baseball Network. It appears we have another new pitcher in the game for the Melrose Americans, their third pitcher of the night. And it is number 27, Mike Peters. So we were kind of wondering what Chris Mitchell, the ace of their staff.
Peters, thank you, Kevin.
We were wondering how much Mitchell was going to be able to give the Americans tonight, having pitched 6 innings on Tuesday night, and basically he was able to give them a total of an inning and a third, facing just 5 batters. Retiring 4 of them, he walked the other. So 1 1/3 hitless innings for Mitchell, as he did come in and did his primary job, which was to stop the Blue Sox threat in the second inning, limiting them to just 3 runs. So now here's Peters. Now I've got notes here on Peters somewhere. This is his 6th appearance of the season. First appearance in this series. And a 1-1 record of 5.91 earned run average. 18 hits and 9 earned runs allowed in 10 2/3 innings. He's walked 2, struck out 8. He's also given up 2 home runs. And he'll be facing a batter who already has a home run in this series, Matt Chattel. To this point, it's his only hit in the series, but it was a big 3-run blast at Morelli Field last night. First pitch by Mitchell, checked out, by Peters. Misses outside for a ball. You know, the problem is I hadn't written in Peters' name yet. I had his number here, but after I told you everything about him, then I forgot to put in his name. So, that pitch is fouled off. I think. Oh no, I'm sorry. That was a ball off the plate. 2-0.
Nope. Sorry.
1-1. That was a foul ball. I thought it was a foul ball.
Guess I missed the contact.
Sometimes. That one misses for a ball. So now 2 balls and a strike to Chattel, who was retired 4-3 his first time up in the second inning.
But he contributed by moving the runner.
Yeah, no, he did. Yeah, he moved Alex Voitek. It was kind of the not intending to sacrifice, but the slow chopper to second did get Voitek to second.
We had 2 in a row, putting Voitek all the way to third, and then single walk and a double. And
Peters 2-2 is a check swing foul by Chattel.
before you knew it, we had 3 runs with 2 outs.
Blue Sox have now scored 9 runs in the second inning in this series? I'm trying to remember if they scored any in game 1 in the second. That one's lined into center field for a base hit.
No, they did not.
Okay. That's the 4th hit of the night for the Blue Sox, and Chattel gets it started with a leadoff single here in the 4th, bringing up Jesse McCullough. I said it last inning, I guess their last time they were up together. I'll say it again, one rising college freshman leading off the inning with a hit, and that'll bring up the next one in the order, Jesse McCullough. Chattel heading to Southern Maine, McCullough heading to Tufts. Which means a couple of weeks from now, long after the playoffs and the postseason are over in the ICL. They'll be packing up their bags and their trunks and getting ready to begin the new adventure of their lives, and first time being away from home for an extended period of time. You remember those days, Bruce?
Yeah.
I know for us it was eons ago, but the 2-1 is popped up in foul territory. Over there is David Hunter. He makes the catch, but that is not.
That was in
that
play.
isn't out. That was in play.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I
yeah.
first saw the umpire motion something that I thought was out of play, but
Nope.
basically, okay. So basically, the entire line from the backstop to the dugout and then down is
Down, right. It's
That's
gotta
the
be,
line
yeah,
of
if
demarcation.
it's the gravel or
Okay.
on the bleachers, then it's out of play.
Gotcha. One out, one on, and Ernie Little. And he takes a first pitch strike from Peters.
In some ways, Ernie might have had the biggest hit of the second inning because beating out the ground ball to short, keeping the inning alive and allowing.
This time he drops a bunt and a pretty good one, although Peters makes a
that's
bad
thrown
throw
away.
to first. It was low and away, gets past the first baseman Hunter and into right field, and that's going to put runners at second and third as Chattel will advance all the way to third base into second, and that, I believe, is the first error committed by Melrose in this playoff series.
Actually, second. They had one yesterday.
Ah, okay. So runners at second and third, one out. That'll go as a sacrifice and an E1.
E1.
Right? Okay. As obviously Little was trying to move the runner along. Interestingly enough, dropping a one-out bunt. Back to the top of the order, Dom Zaire. He's first pitch swinging a chopper. Nice play by the shortstop. He throws to first for the out. A run will score. Blue Sox take a 4-2 lead. It's a 6-3 RBI ground out for Dom Zaire, but that could have been a lot more. Gianni Zarilli on that chop kind of had to jump up. He was playing in, or at least on the edge of the grass, with obviously second and third, one out, trying to cut down the runner at the plate, and he was probably fortunate the ball didn't bounce over him. He's able to get an out from the play. Chattel does come in to score the Blue Sox fourth run, and Little remains at second base. Here's Josue Feliciano. He's first pitch swinging. That one goes back up the middle. It's into center field for a base hit. Rounding third is Ernie Little, and he's going to come in and score. And the Blue Sox take a 5-2 lead, and Josue Feliciano again on 2 consecutive pitches has driven in 3 Blue Sox runs. And Kevin Burgoyne will go out to the mound. Well, again, Josue Feliciano, I mean, this is starting to have the feel, and I don't necessarily want to cross sports here, but I'm thinking of like Cedric Maxwell in the 1984 NBA Finals, Game 7. He said, "Jump on my back, boys." I kind of feel like Josue might have said something to the team in one of the many, whether it was the pregame huddle or some of these in-game huddles, where he just decided to take it upon himself here. He's now seen 2 pitches consecutively from 2 totally different pitchers, and both times has been able to produce runs, driving in 3 runs on those 2 pitches. And those 3 runs are the difference in the game right now as the Blue Sox lead 5-2.
On the ground out by Zaire to short.
And we've immediately got another pitching change. We've got Game 1 starter Bobby Tramandozzi coming in, making it the 4th Melrose pitcher of the night here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Wow.
And we saw Tramandozzi go, I believe, 4 2/3 innings in...
No, you went 6.
Oh, he went 6.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. Was it?
Yeah, you went 6 full.
Okay. So again, the question becomes, how much can he provide this evening? We already saw Chris Mitchell was only able to give the Americans an inning and a third on the mound after having pitched 6 innings on Tuesday. Tramandozzi then following it up in the Game 1 performance. He earned the victory in that game, in the Game 1 win against these Blue Sox. Right here at Lexington Center Field, 1. And he'll be on here trying to, again, kind of stop the bleeding as the Blue Sox have scored 2 runs here in the top or the bottom of the 4th inning. 5 unanswered runs now since Melrose scored 2 in the top of the 1st. And of course, we bring up Josue Feliciano and just clutch plays. Of course, I have to think back to Game 3 of the 2015 ICL Finals at Morelli Field, that crazy 16-15 game. I know we talked about it the other night, Bruce. And it was Josue who dropped a bunt down like a squeeze bunt in the bottom of the 9th inning to push ahead the 16th and game-winning run.
Yep.
So here is Julian Alvarez.
Not just game-winning, it was series.
Yes, championship clinching. That's going to get a piece of Julian, and he'll take first base. Second time tonight, Julian's reached without the benefit of a hit. He walked in the first. He's officially 0 for 1 in the game, but he's reached base twice, and once again, that'll keep the inning alive. 2 outs. Oh. And now Julian needs to be restrained as there was some talk coming from the Melrose dugout. And the umpire to break it up. And I did not hear exactly what was said. I think even if I did, I would not be repeating it.
No, you would not.
But that just kind of happened. I mean, Julian Alvarez was making his way up first base, and then all of a sudden, before he got to first base, he turned over and started walking towards the Melrose dugout. And now a couple other Blue Sox players, including Manny Del Carmen, as well as Gavin Dower. Ryan O'Rourke. We've got a bit of chatter going on here.
Too much.
You hate to see a game sort of devolve this way. It's been such a well-played series. Some great back and forth action, and to see something like that, that's going to be fouled off by Salima. So let's just get you back here into the ball game. We've got runners at first and second with 2 down. 2 runs already home for the Blue Sox here in the last of the 4th inning, as they've extended their lead to 5-2.
Salima was the team's RBI leader during the regular season, so one of the guys you definitely want up in this situation.
Pitch misses for a ball, so that evens the count at 1-1. He is 1 for 2 tonight with a double in the first inning, and that makes him 4 for 8 in this series, with 3 doubles. 1-1. That one will miss away for a ball. Two balls and 1 strike on a cleanup hitter and DH Andrew Salima of the Blue Sox. That one misses away for a ball, 3-1. So we got Josue Feliciano on second, who had the big RBI single with 2 out. And then Julian Alvarez, who was just hit by Bobby Tramondosi pitch. Tramondosi coming into the game. The 4th pitcher of the night for the Americans. 3-1 pitch, tails away, as did most of the pitches in that at-bat to Salima. Ball 4, that'll load up the bases again. And a chance for Cam Meyer and the Blue Sox to perhaps break this game open. Meyer in this game is yet to have an official plate appearance. He has walked twice. He's also stolen 2 bases. That was against Chris Mitchell, who elected not to really keep an eye on him on the bases. And that pitch hits him in the shoulder. And the ball bounces all the way up to the very top of the backstop. So that'll be an RBI the hard way for Cam Myers. It will force home Josue with the 6th Blue Sox run. And it's now 6-2. Mike Corey is the 9th batter of the inning for the Blue Sox. He's 0 for 2, popped up to short, flied out to right. First pitch, and again, A lot of Tremendozzi's pitches seem to be tailing away to these left-handed batters and are outside of the strike zone. So the count 1-0 to Corey. So far, Tremendozzi's faced 3 Blue Sox batters. He's hit 2 of them and walked the 3rd. That pitch over for a strike, 1-1. Tremendozzi definitely needed that one.
I thought I cleared it.
So
Blue
much
Sox
like,
did not, Blue Sox did not have a grand slam this season. One right now would be huge.
Would certainly change the complexion of this game. Pitch missing low for a ball, 2-1. Well, just as they did last night, the Blue Sox doing their damage with crooked numbers in both the 2nd and the 4th innings. Last night it was 6 runs in the 2nd, 4 in the 4th, accounting for all of the Blue Sox scoring.
Now we've got 3 in the 2nd and 3 in the 4th.
And that one fouled off by Corey. And that'll even the count at 2-2. Again, Alvarez hit by a pitch. He's standing at 3rd base. Lima, who walked, is at 2nd. And Cam Meyer, who was just hit on the left shoulder, standing at 1st. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And 3 runs already home for the Blue Sox here in the 4th. Tremendozzi's pitch. That one is bounced to 1st base. Up with it, there's Hunter. He'll take it himself. And the inning is over, but not before the Blue Sox score 3 runs on just 2 hits. There was also an error by the Americans, and the Blue Sox leave them loaded. At the end of 4 complete here in this 3rd and deciding ICL semifinal game, it is the Blue Sox 6 and the Americans 2. For a brief moment, we had some, looks like some brief between innings entertainment. Did you see the kids over there? I don't know if they got on camera over on the 3rd base side.
No, I missed.
One of them did like a standing, like a flip, like they actually, kind of like, you know how the gymnasts do on the balance beam? Like, just looking at that gave me pain because if I tried to do that, I'd end up into like a serious position. Yeah, something like that. We're glad you could join us here on the Blue Sox Baseball Network, or you might be also listening to us on the Mixlr app. Happy you could join us this evening for this exciting Game 3 of the ICL Semifinal Series. Todd Bloniers along with Bruce Hack, our executive producer tonight, Tucker Deschanel. He's making sure that the stream is running. We've also got Jenna, our social media maven, who's been going around and posting things on the Blue Sox Twitter account. And Tucker as well. Okay, so we've got it double covered tonight. It's a big game, Errol. All hands on deck, even with the media.
Doing Twitter and Instagram together. She's doing more pictures. I'm doing more text updates.
Don't forget to follow the Blue Sox on both Twitter and Instagram. And actually, if you're watching us on the Blue Sox Baseball Network, we've got both the places that you can follow. You can see up there, follow us at Blue Sox _ICL. That is both the Twitter and the Instagram handle. That's what the kids say. As we move along now to the top of the 5th inning. And, of course, in a 7-inning game, you realize that if you do the math, the Melrose Americans are down to their final 9 outs, which, when you're trailing in an elimination game, can come up on you in a hurry. Eric Lopes getting ready to start his 5th inning of work tonight. Starter has been very effective since some shakiness in the 1st inning, and he throws a first pitch strike to Mike Nestor, the number 8 hitter for the Americans, their center fielder. Nestor flew out to the Blue Sox center fielder Dom Zaire in the 2nd, and he's quickly behind in the count to Lopes 0-2. So Lopes, who showed a little bit of wildness in the 1st inning, has really settled down, really started to get command of his pitches, a lot more first pitch strikes, getting ahead of these Melrose batters, and it's paid off. That pitch is skied out to right field. Julian Alvarez is there. He's got it, makes the catch for the out, 1 away. So Nestor now with 2 flyouts tonight. He's 0 for 2. And Jackson Stanton steps in. He struck out swinging his first time up. One of 2 strikeout victims against Lopes tonight. Lopes has only given up 4 hits, and he's only given up 1 hit since the 5th batter he faced in the 1st inning. That first pitch is a ball. 1-0. That's over for a strike. A curveball from Lopes. Catches the top half of the strike zone. Evens the count at 1-1. Pitch misses for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike, the count to Stanton. That one swung on and missed, and the bat gets out of Stanton's hands and flies over towards the dugout. Blue Sox manager Rick DeAngelis gives the bat back to Stanton. They kind of have a chuckle about it. After the events of the last half inning, I think you could probably read almost anything into a bat flying out of the hands of a hitter, but Stanton, that was completely innocent. He just lost the grip on the bat. He swings and misses at that one for strike 3. Third strikeout for Lopes. Second time he has struck out Stanton. And right now, Lopes has struck out, or Lopes has retired 13 of the last 14 Melrose batters as it's back to the top of the order and Pat Costigan, who's 1 for 2. Single to right, fly out to center. First pitch to him is ball 1. 2 outs, nobody on, top of the 5th inning. And the Blue Sox leading 6-2 in this third and deciding game. That one will fly outside. Count now 1-1, or 2-0. Check that. Sorry. Both bullpens are quiet at the moment. Pitch over for a strike. Count now 2-1 to Costigan, who in the series is 6 for 9. That one over for a strike as well, 2-2, but maybe a sign of things for Melrose in this game. Costigan had scored 5 runs in the first 2 games. Tonight he reached on a single to start off the ball game and then got picked off. Did not come around to score.
True, but they still scored 2 in the inning.
They did, but they might have been able to score more.
True.
That one is going to drop in the Bermuda Triangle between third, short, and left field. It was the shortstop McCullough ranging back, kind of a tough angle, and it's going to be a base hit. That's only the 5th hit of the night for the Americans. It's the 2nd hit for Costigan, who's now 2 for 3. He's standing at first base with 2 away, and that'll bring up Jennings, trying to keep the inning going. But before that happens, Matt Karras is going to make a visit to the mound as we have a timeout on the field. Blue Sox might start getting somebody up and loosening. I do see, I think Clay Sowell is the catcher, bullpen backup catchers. Already in position, getting ready.
Lefty.
Okay, well, that'll narrow it down.
We only have 2.
Okay, well, that definitely narrows it down.
It's Ryan O'Rourke.
Ryan O'Rourke currently warming up in the Blue Sox bullpen. That could prove to be interesting.
Yes, indeed.
Right now, here is Jennings. As we said, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He's walked and scored in the first, struck out swinging in the third. Again, Stanton and Jennings have combined for all 3 of the strikeouts thrown by Eric Lopes tonight. First pitch to Jennings here. Curveball missing for a ball. Costigan at first, 2 down, top of the 5th. Blue Sox up by 4. That one's over for a strike, 1-1. Again, this is a really impressive kind of in-game turnaround, Bruce, because, you know, those first 4 hitters, it really felt like, you know, Lopes was struggling a little with the control.
Right.
We told you some of his numbers during the season that might kind of indicate it could go in that direction, and since then he's really had command. So many more first pitch strikes to batters, and the reason why only 2 of the last 16 batters have gotten on base against him. He's really settled down. The 1-1 to Jennings is right now fouled off to the right, out of play.
We have a Crusader battery tonight. Alex, graduate of Holy Cross, and Eric Lopes is there now. Actually, I think
Swung on and missed. A hard fastball by Lopes. Second time he struck out Jennings tonight. 4 strikeouts now in the game for Lopes. And after the 2-out single by Costigan, it proves to be no damage at all against the Blue Sox. And after 4.5 innings of play, it remains Blue Sox 6 and Americans 2. And scheduled to bat for the Blue Sox in the bottom of the 5th inning, it will be the aforementioned Alex Wojcik, followed by Matt Chattel and Jesse McCullough, as Bobby Tremendozzi will take back to the hill for his warm-up pitches, getting ready for the bottom of the 5th. Blue Sox looking to just add on here and see if they can perhaps blow this game open. Again, we thank you for joining us tonight. Again, whether it's on the Blue Sox Baseball Network YouTube channel or on the Mixler app, a new creation of Bruce Hacks, giving an audio-only version of the broadcast. It worked so well last night, and there was some demand, so we brought it back. Well, Bruce brought it back, so thank you, Bruce, for doing that.
I didn't create the app. I just.
If I implied that, I wasn't trying to imply that you did. You brought it. You integrated it into the Blue Sox broadcast. Options here, and now you have both options available to you. And again, once again, a shout out to Mrs. Wojcik. Hello, in Illinois. Your grandson once again.
Son. Grandson.
I'm sorry,
don't
son.
age
Oh, I
her.
said Mrs. Wojcik. I'm sorry. I think I was confusing it with Dom Zayer's grandparents. That's what it was. Mrs. Wojcik. Hi, Mrs. Wojcik. I didn't mean to make you feel. Believe me, I feel old all the time, so I was not trying to do that to you. But.
Oh, we just lost a view. No, I'm just.
Your son is doing very well again tonight. He's in this game, Alex, has walked and scored and grounded out to third. First pitch to him is a ball. Second pitch, that one is skied high in the air into shallow right field, and Barry will have it make the catch for the first out, 1 away. Enjoy a Chicago-style hot dog for me, Mrs. Wojcik. I haven't seen that neon green relish in a long time. Matt Chattel up at the plate, 1 for 2. He's grounded to second, singled to left, scored. As part of that 3-run 4th inning, takes a first pitch strike from Tremendozzi. Again, Tremendozzi gets it over. One thing we've seen Tremendozzi do throughout the series, and of course I've gotten to see him pitch quite a bit at UMass Boston, he's got that ability to just bend. It's a curve, but it can do so much more. And that one, I guess, got a piece of Chattel. The ball came all the way back to the backstop and actually skidded into the dirt and actually sprayed a bunch of dirt up under our table here.
Yes.
I felt like I was in the batter's box right there, Bruce. I was simulating what Chattel was going to write exactly. I mean, my goodness.
It's the 3rd batter Tremendozzi has hit.
Yes. Here's Jesse McCullough. 1 out, 1 on for the Blue Sox shortstop and number 9 hitter. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He'll go after the first pitch. Fly ball to center. That'll be caught out there by Nestor for the second out. I get the feeling that with some of these Blue Sox batters against Tremendozzi, sometimes, and we saw this even in Game 1, I think, a lot of going after the first pitch. Sometimes that's the best pitch they see from Tremendozzi, and we've seen a lot of wildness from the Melrose pitcher tonight. Ernie Little now up. Ernie Little having a very productive night out of the 10 hole. With the infield single, an RBI, stole a base, scored a run, reached on a, well, he had a sacrifice and an error was involved, so he reached on the at bat and ended up scoring that inning as well. So he scored twice, driven in one, and has stolen a base.
That's right. The Intercity League over the winter put in the new rule of allowing teams to bat 10 batters. So even though you're hitting ninth in the lineup, you're not at the bottom of the order sometimes with the Blue Sox.
And the Blue Sox definitely have been employing that that new rule this year with the deep bench that they have and the ability to regularly roll out 10 hitters.
The question though becomes, do you take?
This one's a fly ball to right field. Barry coming in, racing in, and he will make the catch. Nice sliding grab by Aiden Barry, who was also DH in this series. So wasn't quite sure of his defensive prowess, but he's made a couple nice plays out in right field tonight. Had 2 putouts in that inning. Blue Sox, I'll let you finish that thought in a moment, Bruce. For the Blue Sox, no runs on 1 hit. They leave 1, which means they've now left 8 on through 5 innings. In fact, we'll give you a...
Okay, thanks.
We'll give you another full recap here.
I got it.
Actually, looks like we have a pitching change too. Actually, we'll forego some of the recap and just tell you a little bit.
Go ahead, do the recap. We'll have time to.
Okay, all right. So for the Lexington Blue Sox, they have 6 runs on. Let's see here. I've got 6 hits.
I have 5.
5 hits. 1 hit in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the fourth, and 1 in the. Oh no, I'm sorry. That was not a hit. That was a hit batter. Yep, 5 is correct. So 6-5. No errors, and they've left 8 on. And then for Melrose, we've got 2 runs on 5 hits with 1 error, and they've left 3 on. So, does that sound pretty good, other than I messed up the hit numbers for the Blue Sox?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Ryan O'Rourke is now pitching.
So 5 very strong innings on the mound tonight by Blue Sox starter Eric Lopes. Again, as we mentioned, just allowing 5 hits and 2 runs with 4 strikeouts. And I should also point out, he only walked 1 batter, and that was the second batter he faced. John Jennings back in the first inning. And again, after the first 4 Melrose batters all reached against Lopes, he had quite an impressive streak. He then retired the next 8 in a row, and over his last 2 innings, retired of 6 of those 8 batters. So that's 14 out of the last 16 batters Lopes set down, and 4 of those were by way of the K, as old friend Don Orsillo here in Boston liked to say a lot. So we move up to the 6th inning here, and of course Melrose now down to their final 6 outs, as Ryan O'Rourke will try to record those for the Blue Sox and send them back to the ICL finals once again. It'll be the 3, 4, 5 hitters in the Americans batting order: Corey Bright, Gianni Zerilli, and Aiden Barry. Bright 1 for 2 tonight. RBI single to left in the first, grounded out 4-3 in the third. O'Rourke, the hard-throwing lefty, and that'll be lined almost equally as hard.
Is that a tailgate party going on down there?
Down the right field line? Yeah, I don't know, Bruce. There's certainly quite a few Melrose fans down there. Well, I mean, I guess I'm just assuming because they're on the Melrose side, but they could be fans of anybody. Oh, a fan got the ball. I think he may have emerged from the tailgate. He may have been sitting on his tailgate when he went to retrieve that. This is a soft liner caught by Josue Feliciano at first for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, that was a little, not quite as hard as the first one was hit, that's for sure.
And now Gianni Zerilli started the series 1 for 7. He's 2 for 2 tonight. RBI triple in the first, and then a
Leadoff double in the fourth.
there you go.
Really,
First pitch strike by O'Rourke.
really jumping your slugging percentage with a triple and a double on the night. Halfway to the cycle.
Well, between his time during the regular season with the Americans and his spring at UMass Boston, he did hit 9 home runs. We know he's got some extra base power. 1 ball and 1 strike to count.
Did lead the Americans with 7 doubles. I don't believe he had a triple though in the regular season, so
Okay.
that would have been his first.
Count now 2 balls and 1 strike on Zerilli. 1 out, nobody on, top of the 6th. That one fouled back to the screen. Well, thankfully, after the little mini brouhaha we had last inning, things seem to have settled down a bit here now. Glad to say.
Hopefully the adults have prevailed.
Might I partake in asking if we want to get an update on the other playoff game this evening?
Yeah,
from,
we can take a look.
That one is swung on and missed for strike 3. Nasty pitch by Ryan O'Rourke. As you would expect. Two quick outs here on the top of the 6th for Aiden Berry, who's 0 for 2. Pop out to first, fly out to left. And when O'Rourke is throwing hard, yeah, that's strike 1. O'Rourke can, well, of course, you know, he has professional baseball on his resume. And back in his prime was probably throwing well into the 90s. Some of these pitches look like they're probably getting close to that
He threw
90-mile-an-hour mark. Or, well, can you confirm that he's... there's a good
Yes.
curveball that misses.
He pitched when we went down and played Katuitt earlier at the beginning in June, and all Cape League fields have a speed gun, and they posted on their scoreboard, and Ryan hit 89 was the height that he hit down there. He hit 88 a couple of times.
Certainly looks like he's coming close to that on some of his pitches tonight. That one just missed, and Ryan took a step towards the Blue Sox dugout like I think he really wanted that one. He thought for sure was going to catch the outside corner. Yeah. He'll have to wait at least one more pitch. Count now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Berry. That one will miss away, and the count runs full. Another 3-2 pitch coming up here. Seems like we had a few of those this evening.
Nope.
And that one will miss low for ball 4. That is only the 2nd walk issued by Blue Sox pitchers tonight. The other one coming way back in the 1st inning. Well, a pitcher's arch enemy has to be either the leadoff walk or the 2-out walk. I guess the 1-out walk's not quite as menacing. Scott Searles now stepping up to the plate. He's 0 for 2 tonight with a couple of ground outs, 1 to third, 1 to short. He'll take the first pitch from O'Rourke for a strike. Ryan O'Rourke pitched in game 1, if I'm remembering correctly, or did he? This is his first appearance in the series?
No, he pitched in game 1.
He did pitch in game 1. Yeah, I thought
yes.
so. Okay.
He threw an inning. Yeah.
Blue Sox have used him in a lot of different roles this year, right? I mean, Rick DeAngelis, Matt Karras have he started. He's also occasionally done some relief.
Yeah. He's pitched more relief than starting this year.
There is a high pop-up out towards Jesse McCullough at shortstop, and he'll wait under it and make the catch for the out to end the inning. No runs, no hits. Runner left on for the Americans, and time quickly running out on Melrose here tonight and in their season, as we now head to the bottom of the 6th inning, and Blue Sox maintain their 6-2 lead here on the Blue Sox Baseball Network. Blue Sox will have the top of the order, Dom Zaire, Josue Feliciano, and Julian Alvarez scheduled to bat. It will again be against Bobby Tremendozzi, who remains in the ball game as he came in the 4th inning. Got the last out of that inning. And so he has now gone an inning and a third. He hasn't given up a hit, but he has allowed, he's hit 3 batters and walked another. So Blue Sox have been able to reach base against him, but Dom's there to lead things off for the Blue Sox in the bottom of the 6th inning. Dom is, after a 5-for-5 start in this series, he's 0 for 2 tonight. But you know what? Again, in typical Dom Zaire style, he still manages to turn that 0 for 2 into something productive. He walked and scored in the 2nd, and his 6-3 ground out in the 4th inning drove in a run. Takes a first pitch strike from Tremendozzi, 0-1. That pitch also a strike, and so Tremendozzi quickly ahead here, 0-2. I didn't notice if Dom's grandparents are here tonight, or
yes, they
are here.
Yeah, I saw them.
And, okay, so I will not give a hello to them since they're not watching on the webcast. Fouled back
I'm trying
by
to find
Zaire.
out right now, but I'm not even sure if this is the right one. Oh no, it is game 3. It looked like 1-0 in the 4th, but
Well, we got a score from Morelli.
yeah, but I think it's further along than that.
No, the game's got to be at Brandeis, right?
No.
No.
They're playing at Morelli.
They're playing at Morelli.
Oh.
They couldn't get.
Hi, Borja.
Looks like
Borja
they
Jones Barasaluthe joining us here on the broadcast. Actually, I think he just wanted to get the score of the out-of-town game.
3-0?
3-0. Top 5.
Thank you.
3-0 Andre Chiefs?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, 3-0 Middlesex.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, I was reading the score line wrong, which I can barely see from here.
I don't even know what the count is. No.
1 ball and 1 strike.
No, I know that's wrong.
And that is, check that. It's strike 3 called on Dom Zaire.
Sorry, Dom.
That's the first strikeout on the night for Tremendozzi. 1 out here on the bottom of the 6th. And Josue Feliciano, again in a typical get on my back boys kind of fashion tonight, is 2 for 3 after a hard line out to center field. He then smoked a 2-run double to deep left field. Again, 3rd consecutive pitch he's seen from 3 different pitchers. This time it's going to stay in the ballpark, and Josue will actually be retired for an out. But he had that hard hit 2-run double in the 2nd inning, and then had a hard hit up the middle ground ball single that drove home another run in the 4th. 2 out, nobody on now for Alvarez, who is 0 for 1. He's reached base twice, once on a walk, once on a hibip, as I sometimes like to call it. I hear sometimes the younger generation's more hip if you kind of try to, you hippify some of these terminologies. That gets the young kids into enjoying baseball more. So actually, to me, I kind of envisioned that hibip would be something like a frog might say, right? It kind of sounds almost like a...
I can see that. Hear that.
Actually, you could hear that. There's some swampland nearby here in Lexington, or some marshy areas. Anyway, counts 0-2 now on Alvarez. 2 out, nobody on, bottom of the 6th. It'll be hitter 7, 8, 9 for Melrose when we head to the top of the 7th, and the last chance for the Americans. Alvarez got a piece of that to stay alive. Count remains 0-2. David Hunter, Mike Nestor, Jackson Stanton, the 3 scheduled batters up for Melrose manager Kevin Burgoyne in the 7th. So again, Middlesex leading, what did we say, 3-0 in the 5th?
Top of 6.
Top 6 now. That one is lined sharply, and a diving catch by Gianni Zarelli at shortstop. And that's something I've seen him do quite often, both this spring and summer now. Making the catch. The Blue Sox, for the first time tonight, go down in order in the bottom of the 6th inning. They'll take a 6-2 lead, needing 3 more defensive outs to earn their 15th consecutive trip to the ICL Finals. And it looks like the Blue Sox will turn to the one and only closer in the ICL, and really in Boston right now. That would, of course, be one Manny Del Carmen, Boston born and raised, from the Hyde Park section of Boston. And, of course, an excellent major league career, and owns a World Series ring with the Boston Red Sox in 2007. He owns also multiple Blue Sox ICL rings, 3 of them to be exact. Thank you, Bruce. Again, we thank you very much for joining our broadcast of this ICL semifinal series, the 3rd and deciding game winner to go on to the ICL finals that start Monday night at Morelli Field. I'm Todd Bloniers alongside Bruce Hack and our producer, Tucker Deschanel. Oh, that was nice. You kind of dropped in Tucker waved hello, and you dropped in a hello. That was good. David Hunter to lead it off. Last chance for the Americans in the top of the 7th. First baseman is 0 for 2 tonight. It's popped out to second, grounded back to the pitcher. Manny Del Carmen has been in this spot many times before throughout his illustrious baseball career. That one is lined into, right off the glove of Alvarez. Looked like it was originally going to drop in front of Alvarez, but Julian made up great ground. It then went off of his glove. We'll wait to see what the official scoring is on that play. I mean, if you want me to throw in my 2 cents, I'll just say it looked like it was going to sink. It was sinking fast. I thought it was going to be a hit all the way, and I was actually impressed Alvarez was able to get to it and throw some leather on it.
We'll be chin. Base hit.
Okay, wow. I don't know. I feel like I swayed that one a little bit.
Nah.
Here's Nestor. Takes a strike from Manny Del Carmen. Nestor 0 for 2. Flied out to center, flied out to right. Here's the pitch. Wow, that just barely missed inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. If I have to throw in a personal commentary about Manny Del Carmen just for a moment here, I'm trying to figure out why they took him off the NESN pre- and post-game show, because I thought he was really good in that role. Of course, their loss is the Blue Sox game because it makes them more available to Rick DeAngelis coming out of the pen. And that is certainly a plus for the Blue Sox and all their fans. Pitch a strike, 1 ball and 2 strikes. All right, personal commentary over.
Yeah,
Manny's got a great personality. I think he was good on TV, and maybe someday when he decides to stop pitching for good, maybe he'll end up back there. Pitch is chopped foul. Count remains 1-2 on Nestor. That one again, chopped foul. That hit by Hunter, as Bruce Hack officially scored it as a hit. Only the 6th hit of the night for the Americans, just their 3rd hit since the 2nd inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Nestor. With Hunter at first, nobody out. Melrose Americans need 4 here in the 7th, and trying to do it against former Red Sox reliever and current Blue Sox reliever Manny Del Carmen. There's a grounder to second. They'll get the force. Little to McCullough, 4-6 on the force play of Hunter at second base. Nestor reaching on the fielder's choice. So 1 out, runner still at first base. And it'll bring up Jackson Stanton, number 9 hitter. assuming Stanton does not hit into a double play here. It'll be back to the top of the order for Melrose and the ever-dangerous Pat Costigan. Fouled back for strike one by Stanton. And again, fouled back, nothing in two. Manny Del Carmen looking in, fires. That one is skied out to center field. Dom Zaire ranging well over into right center field, but he pulls it down for the second out. And the Melrose Americans down to their final out, potentially, of the 2022 season. And that being the case, they have the right batter at the plate to try to keep their season alive. It's Pat Costigan, 2 for 3 tonight, 7 for 11 in the series, batting out of the leadoff position. Tonight he's got a pair of singles. Was also picked off in the first inning. And Del Carmen gets the first pitch over for strike one. Del Carmen trying to close out the second Blue Sox win in as many nights. Once again, like last night, not a save situation as he came in with a 4-run lead, but you know, if you're the Blue Sox, no need to take any chances. That pitch misses inside for a ball, 1-1. That one is hit past the diving second baseman Little into right field, base hit. Heading for third is Nestor, and that'll be a single for Costigan, his third of the night and his 8th of this series. His 8 hits lead all batters in this series. So runners at the corners, 2 out. Melrose still needs one more base runner to get the potential tying run to the plate. It's up to John Jennings to try to keep things alive in the American season. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Walked and scored in the first, struck out swinging each of his last 2 at-bats. That was both against the starting pitcher, Eric Lopes, who was in line for the win. First pitch by Del Carmen, a strike to Jennings, 0-1. There's a line shot foul, and it gets all the way down to one of those fans down there, and I think he tried to make a kick save in the...
Yeah, there's only, no, there are 2 outs.
Yes. Nothing in 2 the count. Manny Del Carmen with the pitch. That one a little high for a ball.
Working a little upstairs on that one.
Fly ball, center field. Dom Zaire is there. He's got it. And for the 15th consecutive time, the Lexington Blue Sox advance to the ICL Finals. Tonight in Game 3 of this semifinal series, the Lexington Blue Sox score 6 runs, 5 hits. There were no errors, and they had 8 runners left on base. The Melrose Americans with 2 runs on 7 hits, 1 error, and 6 runners left on base. Eric Lopes, 5 impressive innings on the mound to start this game for the Blue Sox, especially when you consider that the first 4 Melrose batters all reached base against him. He then settled down and retired 14 of the final 16 batters that he faced. And ends up earning the victory tonight. Manny Del Carmen closing it out with some also some relief help in there by Ryan O'Rourke. Ryan Joyce takes the hard luck loss for the Melrose Americans. Blue Sox again doing it with crooked numbers, and again the lucky innings for the Blue Sox, as it was last night at Morelli Field, the second and the fourth innings. Blue Sox get 3 in the second, they get 3 in the fourth. Start tonight, no doubt. I mean, I know last night you could certainly point to Chattel, you could point to Dom Zaire, but tonight it was all about the senior. Do we call him officially the senior captain? If not, I mean, he certainly gets treated that way, I think, by everyone involved with the Blue Sox organization. But
Mr. Sway, yes.
Yeah, Josue Feliciano, 2 huge hits tonight. A 2-run double to deep left field, almost right off the Blue Sox baseball banner here at center field. That drove home 2 runs in the second, and then Josue with the RBI single in the 4th inning, driving in a 3rd run. And he did that on 2 consecutive pitches that he saw. In fact, each of the last 3 at-bats for Josue, he swung at the first pitch. He swung hard, too. Incredible effort by him tonight. Incredible effort by, again, Eric Lopes. Another, again, his effort can't be unnoticed either for the Blue Sox. Bruce, your final thoughts here?
Great effort by the Americans. They were a team that battled all season long, especially the games against us, and they showed it in this series. This was their tonight. Their offense wasn't there either, like it had been in the first 2 games. The Blue Sox pitching certainly quieted their bats, held them under 10 hits, only 2 runs.
Yeah. But interestingly enough, obviously Melrose out-hit Lexington 26-21 in the first 2 games. They actually out-hit the Blue Sox tonight again 7-5. It's just that after that first inning, Lopes settled into a whole, a real groove, and Melrose, while they got a couple hits here and there, just couldn't put any kind of rallies together. But you're right, Bruce. I mean, you got to give it to Melrose. They played hard all year. They played hard in this series. This was a very competitive series on both sides, and the Blue Sox at the end with the experience and I think their depth shining through, guys who've just been in this spot so many times before, especially somebody like a Josue Feliciano. Tonight particularly, coming up with the clutch hits he did, but again, you can point to so many other guys in this roster, Adam Zaire and Alex Wojcik, guys who've just been in this spot time and time again. They know what to do. Right,
and it certainly comes through when it's the pressure situations. That certainly shows the Blue Sox experience comes through once again. Most of these guys have been here, and those that haven't are learning what it takes to get through something like this from the veterans that are here. Todd, we want to thank you for jumping in and joining us for this semifinal series.
Yeah, well, thank you. I was glad to be here. By the way, I forgot to mention the final time of the game was even 2 hours, exactly 2 hours. Actually, each game ended right around the 2-hour mark. This was the shortest of the 3. But yeah, Bruce, it's been my pleasure. I want to thank both you and Tucker for giving me a chance to kind of pop in and do a little something I don't get to do that much these days, but I still certainly enjoy calling ball games. And I'll actually see you at the ICL finals because I'm going to be the public address announcer at Morelli Field for those of you who might be attending the series in person.
I was going to bring that up, so you still might be able to catch Todd's voice over the over the broadcast as he announces the batters. This is what, your 5th, 6th?
Something like that, yeah. I feel like, I almost feel like I think after I sort of retired from the Blue Sox organization, I believe I might have been doing it almost every year at Morelli since then.
So we thank you again for joining in, and we look forward to hearing your voice over the PA, and hopefully there's 3 more wins for the Blue Sox.
Yeah, hopefully, as they will try to move on to their 17th ICL overall championship, isn't it?
Yes.
16 and 26. They're going to try to make it 17 and 27. So again, big thanks to Bruce Hack, to Tucker Deschanel, to Jenna, the hardworking intern, and I want to thank all of you once again for checking us out here on the Blue Sox Baseball Network. Once again, your final score tonight, Game 3 of the ICL semifinals, Lexington Blue Sox 6 and the Melrose Americans 2. The Blue Sox, again, advancing to their 15th consecutive ICL Finals. And it's back to Morelli Field we go, where we know the Blue Sox like to hit. Again, thank you to everyone. Thanks to all of you. And we'll see you for more Blue Sox baseball in the finals here on the Blue Sox Baseball Network. Hi, Matt.
Hi, Matt. Any update in the other game?
Wait a minute, let me turn this off.